Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon, Tennessee. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show, where for the last 16 years, we bring you the greatest experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Our next show started off as a citywide show for Nashville, but we were getting so many letters in and emails in from all over Tennessee, we just widened it. It's now a Tennessee show, and people love the show. And I got to tell you, it is amazing. We're going to be talking today about refractive lens exchange. But I got to tell you, there's so many new things have come to eye surgery. But our number one letter is people wanting to know about LASIK. Let me introduce you to our great expert who's become like a superstar, Dr. Jones. How are you?
Good, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got to tell you, with all the great things that they've accomplished with the eye surgery, that people still want to know about LASIK more than anything. Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't, because I have sometimes even patients in their 80s come in to see us and they can't see anymore, and they are asking if they can have LASIK so they can see better. And I'm like, no, actually, you need cataract surgery. You need something totally different. So LASIK is a very common terminology that many in the general population just associate with improving their vision. So it's not surprising to me.
Well, I told you I had a funny story. Believe it or not, that wasn't it. Today is the first day of enrollment for Medicare. And 2 years ago, I have been on Medicare for 2 years. And 2 years ago, I needed glasses, and it covered everything. It covered the glasses, the lenses, the exam, everything. I went in the other day, and she said $175. I went, wait a minute, no, my insurance covers that.
Yeah.
She said, not anymore. So things have changed. I mean, you hear about how rich these big insurance companies get, but wow, I got to tell you, they've cut back when it comes to eyes.
Yeah, they are trending towards covering, less and less and less when it comes to the eyes, at least, Medicare and some private insurance companies. Same is true with cataract surgery. They don't cover laser with cataract surgery. They only cover metal blade and metallic instrument cataract surgery. So patients have to pay out of pocket for that. It's unfortunate, but that's the name of the game with
the eyes are so important, Dr. Jones.
They are very important.
I can't believe. So listen, you're with Wang Vision Institute.
Yes.
And you have got such a reputation, because we do ophthalmologists across the country, and everybody knows Wang.
Yeah.
And it's not that way for other ophthalmologists.
Right.
But Wang has got such a great reputation. And I'm so glad we extended it throughout Tennessee. Tell people about Wang Vision.
Yeah, so Wang Vision Institute, we're a single location practice. We're here in the Midtown area near downtown of Nashville, Tennessee. And, we see a wide variety of different eye issues in our practice, but the main thing we sort of specialize in is vision correction surgery. So that's going to be everything from LASIK vision correction surgery for kind of younger patients looking to get out of glasses and contacts, everything through vision correction surgery into middle age and old age and beyond. So that's going to be refractive lens exchange, laser cataract surgery, the entire implantable contact lens, the entire gamut of vision correction surgeries we do at Wang Vision. And that's the majority of what we do on a daily basis. And we do thousands of those surgeries every year.
And you have all the latest technology, don't you?
We do. We kind of pride ourselves on being at the forefront when it comes to technology. We were the very first practice in the state of Tennessee to start doing small incision LASIK when it first came out a few years ago. We were one of the first to do the most updated version of the implantable contact lens when it got FDA approved. And, we published the first textbook in the world on refractive lens exchange surgery as well. So we like to stay at the forefront of eye surgery and technology in particular. Yes, absolutely.
Anything coming up on the horizons down the road that you've heard about?
There's several different things that are being studied. One of the biggest kind of things where something new comes out almost every year or every other year at least is going to be in the lens implant technology. With refractive lens exchange and cataract surgery. The quality of the lens implants as time progresses, it's getting better and better. And so that's kind of something I look forward to. Hopefully in the future we'll have an accommodating lens implant, something that can naturally focus for distance and near vision. Naturally, kind of like how your natural lens works on its own. But that's probably coming in a few years. It still is undergoing a lot of studies right now, but lens implant technology is improving almost every year.
What, as to ophthalmology, what made you decide to go into ophthalmology?
That's a great question. I had an idea when I was an undergrad that I might like it because
undergrad.
Yeah, in undergrad, because I did some research. I worked in a laboratory, actually working with different experiments and animal models and things like that of different eye diseases. And it was very interesting, but I didn't really know what the practice of ophthalmology was really like. This was more just kind of like basic science research that I really enjoyed. But once I got into med school itself, we do rotations in different areas, and ophthalmology was just the right fit for me. It was the right combination of stuff that intellectually I found interesting, but also combined surgery and seeing patients in clinic. And it was just kind of everything that I was looking for. And I don't think I would have known about ophthalmology if I didn't have that prior, research experience and do a rotation in med school. Many people they have no idea what ophthalmology is all about. It's a very niche field. It's not something a lot of people go into med school, thinking they want to do, unless maybe they had a parent or family member who was an ophthalmologist and could tell them about it. But I've been very happy. I've been doing this for several years now independently, and I can't imagine doing any other specialty other than ophthalmology. It is truly the best, I think.
Now, when you went on to become an intern and do your residency, you knew you were going to want to go into ophthalmology, correct?
That's correct. Towards the end of medical school, you have to kind of pick which specialty you want to go into and match into it. So after I graduated med school, I knew I was going into ophthalmology.
Did you have to do a fellowship?
I did. You don't have to do a fellowship in ophthalmology, but I did. I had an interest in LASIK and refractive surgery and cornea in particular, cornea transplants. And so I did do a cornea and refractive LASIK surgery fellowship at the University of Utah. And that's one extra year after residency.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, dude. Don't get cocky over this, but Wang has got such a reputation, and they could have any ophthalmologist they want, but they have you and Dr. G, so
That's
it's got to
right.
tell you something,
That does.
So we're going to talk about refractive lens exchange. How does that differ from LASIK or SMILE?
Yeah, That's a good question. It's very different from LASIK and SMILE. LASIK and SMILE are laser vision correction procedures where we use a laser to change the shape of the front part of the eye, the cornea, to correct glasses prescriptions. It works better for younger patients because it's really just a distance vision procedure. But once you reach your mid 40s and beyond, the lens of your eye, which is located right behind your pupil, it's called the crystalline lens. It's your eye's natural focusing element to try to bring light and focus it into the back of the eye. That natural lens starts to age. It starts to lose its flexibility early on in your mid to late 40s, and that results in you needing reading glasses to see up close. Everybody who had perfect vision their whole life will definitely need reading glasses once they get into their mid to late 40s and beyond. It's
Yes.
inevitable. It's an inevitable part of aging, unfortunately. And that dysfunction of the lens in your mid 40s, it progresses with time into cataract. So cataract is something that usually doesn't develop until maybe your 60s or 70s or beyond. Some people get it in their 50s, but cataract is where that lens starts to lose its flexibility, but also starts to become cloudy and light just really cannot transmit through it very well at all. That's what cataract is. But once patients reach their mid to late 40s, they may come to us, seeking vision correction options. Maybe they're still in contacts or progressive glasses, or maybe they don't, maybe they just need reading glasses. Maybe that's the only problem they're having. The proper solution in the vast majority of these cases is going to be refractive lens exchange, because we're actually correcting the actual problem completely. If we do LASIK on patients in your mid to late 40s and beyond, you still need reading glasses afterwards because we're just correcting your distance prescription, but your natural lens cannot focus on things up close. So we replace the natural lens of the eye with a lens implant, exactly in the same way we do cataract surgery. And we use laser for part of the surgery as well, but really the lens implant that we place at the time of surgery is what's correcting your vision. And we have lens implants that give distance and near vision all in one. So a lot of patients come to us seeking that particular lens implant option called the Forever Young lens. And it works very well. Over 90% of patients who have this lens implant in both eyes are not needing glasses at all for any activity. So it's remarkably successful. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I wish I'd have known about that, because having to put glasses on and off and make sure you don't
Yeah.
lose them, that would have really helped back then. But I've told you before, I had LASIK, and Dr. Jones, it was the biggest change in my life. And what was, I guess, so amazing is it happened right away. I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as the surgery, which was nothing, I want people to know, it, I mean, it hardly takes any time at all. There's no pain, but the difference in your vision is just amazing.
Yeah, yeah, that's a common theme I hear a lot in kind of my personal life, talking to people who maybe don't know anything about eyes or our field at all. There's a lot of fear around the idea of having vision
Yes,
correction surgery, whether it's LASIK or cataract surgery or whatnot. And I do my best to try to calm people's fears, but really the best testimonial is hearing from patients who have actually had the procedure and can testify to the fact that it is much more simple than I think most people realize, and the results are profound and almost immediately. I mean, most patients are
amazing.
seeing well the next day after surgery. It's kind of remarkable.
And there must be something wrong with me, because I remember my doctor in Texas said, these are going to be good for about 10 years. And it's
Yeah,
been 15 years. And I
yeah,
mean, I see just as good now as I did right after the LASIK surgery.
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
unusual?
It kind of depends on where your eyes are at. The effect of LASIK can be permanent. I mean, it permanently changes the shape of your cornea to correct your particular prescription. So the effect of it can last indefinitely. Most people, like I said, will need reading glasses at some point, but some people don't. If they have a little bit of astigmatism or a little what's called nearsightedness left over from their LASIK, they may maintain actually their near vision and may not need reading glasses in their mid to late 40s. Maybe they might need them a little bit later on. So it's variable. It kind of just depends on where one's eyes end up. But the reading glasses issue is very common. Is very common indeed. Yeah.
Dr. Jones, who's a good candidate for refractive lens exchange?
That's a good question. It depends. There's a variety of testing that we do in our clinic to kind of determine if you'd be a good refractive lens exchange candidate. It depends on your prescription, some of the anatomy of your eye. There's a lot of different factors we look at to see if you're a good candidate and what lens implants you might be a good candidate for. But basically, I tell people I know, anybody who's around your mid to late 40s and beyond, and requiring either glasses or contact lenses or reading glasses may be a good candidate for that procedure. And I would say majority of people are. We can correct a very large number of glasses prescriptions with the lens implant technology we have now. We can correct very high nearsighted prescriptions. We can even correct farsightedness, very high plus prescriptions, which we cannot do with LASIK and SMILE. So that's kind of a unique situation that we can treat very effectively with the lens implants. We can also treat astigmatism very effectively with the lens implants as well, even very high amounts of astigmatism. And then, like I said, the reading vision issue, multifocal lenses we can correct. So there's a really wide gamut of different eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions or vision issues we can address with lens replacement surgery.
Well, I'm not doing my job if I don't ask you about potential risk or side effects.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. In terms of risks, the surgery, refractive lens exchange or lens replacement surgery, it is identical. The surgical procedure is identical to cataract surgery. It's the exact same thing. We're removing natural lens using a little device that emulsifies the natural lens and placing a lens implant to correct your vision. Cataract surgery is done millions of times a year around the world. It is one of the safest, most predictable, and highest success rate elective surgeries one can have. It's one of the most common surgeries performed around the world. So it has a very good track record of success and safety as well with our modern technology. Biggest risks are going to be like very small risk of infection, retinal issues, need for additional surgery. But overall, these risks are very, very small. They're going to be a fraction of a percent vision risking issues like that. Now, side effects of the surgery, if you elect to get a multifocal lens implant, which we were the very first practice in the state of Tennessee to start using these multifocal lenses when they first came out many years ago. So we have a lot of experience with them. But they do have some side effects. They cause a little bit of glare and halos around lights at night. So that's a big thing I make sure I let every patient know about, is that is a normal expectation to expect that with your vision in the early post-op period. It tends to improve as time progresses after the surgery, but it can be very noticeable, very prominent at first. If you do a lot of night driving, that's something to be aware of. It can be very noticeable at first. But the good news is even that side effect tends to improve with time, and vast majority of patients are very happy with their vision afterwards.
Gosh, that's good to know. I always get sidetracked with your show because I think it's so interesting. I'm getting older, and eyesight, for some of us starts going early. And I think there's so many great things that you're doing. And you also have a optical side to the practice. So if people need eye exams, glasses, Wang also does that too.
That's correct. Yes, we do. We do pretty much everything in in ophthalmology in terms of seeing different eye issues. So we do general eye exams as well, and we give glasses prescriptions. That's not our main focus. Our main focus is getting people out of glasses and contact lenses, of course. But we do all of that as well in our practice. That's correct.
So I just got a question. So I want to know, with the refractive lens exchange, can you go back to work the next day?
It kind of depends on your job. Yeah, I tell most patients after lens replacement surgery, whether it's refractive lens exchange or cataract surgery, you can resume most normal activities the day after surgery. Now, the vision will still be a little foggy, a little blurry the first couple days, but you can work on your computer, you can be on your phone. Most people, you can kind of go back to your job if it's kind of not something that involves a lot of manual labor, being in a lot of like dusty or dirty environments. You can go back to work the next day. It's fine. You just have to give your vision a little bit of time to recover. I tell most patients if you can take a couple days off from work, that would be ideal, just to give your eyes a little bit of time to recover and adjust to your new vision. But it's a very rapid recovery. It's kind of similar to LASIK and SMILE in terms of the recovery. There's not a lot of restrictions. It's just basic things like avoiding water and dirty environments and avoiding a lot of strenuous physical activity the first week.
Oh, you just answered my next question because I wanted to talk to you about the recovery process and if
Yeah.
there's restrictions. Why water?
Well, we just don't want any, water from things like hot tubs or saunas or pools or ocean. We don't know what kind of bacteria or parasites could be in that type of water. Showering's fine. We're not really too concerned about that. But we want you to just avoid any type of contaminated water sources the first week, just to make sure the incisions heal properly and that there's no increased risk of infection from that.
How long does the procedure does it last for? I mean, the results, is it something you never have to have done again?
Yeah, I mean, basically it is a one-time procedure. The lens implant, when we place that in the eye, they are made out of very high quality biocompatible materials that are meant to last the rest of your life, actually, and outlast us even after we've passed on. They are made out of a non-degrading material. So it's a very high quality optical material, and the vision correction it affords is meant to last the rest of your life. Now, the vision may change with time, and you may require additional laser touch-up type of procedures in the years afterwards, but not everybody requires that, but additional laser can be done if we need to fine-tune the vision at all. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to suck up to you one more time, Dr. Jones. You could have absolutely been a professor at a medical school teaching ophthalmology. You do it so well. I am so glad that we have Wang. You'll be back again with us next month. Tell people who are listening on radio and on Spotify how they can reach Wang.
Yes. The phone number of our office is 615-321-8881. You can call that number and someone would be happy to answer your questions or schedule a consultation if you're interested in improving your vision. And of course, we have a website, wangvisioninstitute.com, as well, with ways to book evaluations and consultations if you're interested. There's also a link there for a weekly webinar that we host, where I kind of just talk about a lot of the vision correction procedures we offer at Wang Vision Institute. There's a lot of valuable information in that webinar as well. That's every Tuesday evening.
Dr. Jones, you're the best. We are so lucky to have you. We'll see you again next month.
I'll see you next month. Thank you.
Tell Dr. G hi for us too.
Will do. Thanks.
That's Dr. Jones with Wang Institute, Vision Institute. Hey, that's it for us today. We'll be back again with you next month. Thank you, Rebel, as always.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.